Welcome to the show. You know what tonight is? It's Arnold night. Tonight on Video Store Clerks, let's kick some ice.
It's not a legacy I want to leave behind, but I am Chuck Nasty.
How the fuck am I out of whiskey already?
This shit can't be any fucking good.
Welcome to the store.
Oh, welcome you to the chopper. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Video Store Clerks. We are your clerks for the evening. I'm Dave.
I'm Chapman.
I'm Chuck.
He's Chuck Nasty.
That's me. Thank you.
And welcome once again to Video Store Clerks, where it's Arnold night. Arnold, yes, where we talk about some of our favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies over the years, who the man just turned 75, July 30th. Happy birthday to the Austrian oak, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And just so you all know, we're picking our top three. That doesn't mean if a movie isn't on this list, that doesn't mean we didn't like the movie, because this was another hard one, man.
Yeah.
We're really starting to challenge ourselves.
Oh God, I know. John Carpenter and the Vampires one, I think, was still the hardest. But
Yeah, that was a hard one too. Yeah.
But this was a difficult one too. Trying to pick only 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Are you fuck? I gotta stop talking with that accent.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's bad. So let's get this party started. Here, let me open up the chat here. Feel free to jump in, kids. All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna shoot from the hip, like you said earlier. That's all you can do. I'll say with my number 3, I'll go with The True Lies. You have it sitting there? There it is. There it is.
We go.
1994, I believe that came out. Another James Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger collaboration. You can't really go wrong with those two names.
That's a great fucking movie. This really is a good
It really is.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the thing with True Lies is I always felt like that was like the end of an era as far as especially those big action movies went. The end of the old guard and the start of the new, because during that time, a lot more comedy was getting thrown into action movies. They were becoming more self-aware, I think. Think of Scream, except with action movies.
Right,
Especially
yeah.
with another movie that I don't know if it was on anybody else's list or not that came out around that time. Last Action Hero was like that. It was sort of the Scream of action movies, but
I love that movie.
They definitely go over the top.
like the whole part with the horse at the beginning, I thought was great.
Oh yeah.
Jumping on the jet. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing with you.
Because I think Arnold said, because we almost lost Arnold, I believe, on the set of True Lies. He said the horse got hit with the boom and started going nuts. It almost threw him.
Oh wow.
Never heard that.
I didn't know that either. I just, we can't forget Jamie Lee Curtis's awesome scene in that movie that everybody loves. That's a great scene where she's all like fucking all dancing and shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was some good shit when you were a kid.
And so
I saw it in the drive-in, all right?
Oh God, yes. And I didn't realize this till later, years later, but this was another reunion between Arnold and another actor, because guess who else was in this movie? Mr. Bill Paxton.
Yeah. He was, yeah. He was the fucking guy that was trying to get with Arnold's wife, Jamie Lee Curtis' character.
He had such a great part. He was such a sleazeball in this movie, and he was great, from the mustache to the mannerisms and the hair. The used car salesman that tried to pick up women by lying and saying he was a secret agent. And of all people's wives to do that to.
Secret agent.
Yeah. What a mistake. Like, big mistake.
Oh, this was easily Tom Arnold's best movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, he did a great job on this one. Yeah. I don't know. His scene in Freddy's Dead though was a award winner.
Oh, that's right. He was with Roseanne in that one too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it shows you how good a director James Cameron is to get all
Right.
these great performances from these guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can't forget fucking Tia Kerr with the chick that
Oh,
was
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
it was in Wayne's World.
Yeah, she was just coming off. I mean, she was a big star in the early '90s.
And was that what's her face's name? His first movie, Elijah. Who?
Was it her first movie? Liza Dochku? Am I saying that right? I believe it was.
I don't know. I can't read it. My room is dark and it's in red. Like it's red and black. I can't see it. And it's like the way, and then it's like this small. So
Who would later be in what was it? Wrong Turn.
She's done a bunch of shit.
Yeah, Liza Dochku. I don't know if I'm saying. I'm probably butchering that name.
who'd she play in True Lies?
She was his
Their
daughter.
daughter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Super,
never looked
super
at it.
young.
Yeah, I believe it might have been. She probably did some little stuff, I'm sure, before that. But I think this was her first big movie. So yeah,
It's a great
True
one.
Lies for sure. If you young people out there haven't seen it, what are you wait? What are you doing?
I always like the
Yeah.
scene whenever they get kidnapped and then Jamie Lee Curtis drops the fucking Uzi down the steps and kills
Yeah.
everybody. And Arnold's like, "Is that you?" And she's like, "Yeah."
And the
Like,
truth
I
serum.
was gonna say the True Serum part. That part is fucking great. Did you ever kill anybody? Yes, but they were all bad. But like, I like it when he tells the guy, he's like, "I'm gonna kill you" or whatever. Like he's like telling him how he's gonna do it. It's fucking great. It's like, dude, Arnold's character in that is just so sure of himself. He's like, "Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna take you out." That's just, even the truth is like, this is the truth. Can't lie to it.
Right.
So there you go. True Lies.
True Lies. So I'm gonna say number 3, Commando.
Classic.
Yeah, dude. I was wrestling on that one too. Yeah.
I was kind of bouncing back and forth between that and Kindergarten Cop.
Nice. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah.
That's just, Commando's just a dope ass movie because he's the man that has all this little classic one-liner pun type things and fucking
That's,
from the start of that movie to the end. It's just some shit's about to go down.
Come on, John. Where are you, John? The guy from Mad Max.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
there was a lot of people in that. I mean, like that was what Alyssa Milano's one of her first movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Arnold definitely helps these youngsters out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yeah,
about that.
like Edward Furlong. Look where he's at now. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
He'll make a comeback.
we'll get
He'll
back
come
to
back.
him. We'll get back to him in a minute. We know he
He'll
will.
come back.
Commando. It's not on my top 3, but it almost was because that was when I first learned how. Okay, there was these things for the younger viewers out there. They say it's called VHSs. Okay, VCRs that play these VHS tapes here, and you actually could record things with them sometimes. And my dad taught me how to do this.
Sure.
And the first tape, the first VHS that I recorded something off TV with, it had 2 movies on it, and both had the name Commando in it. It was Suburban Commando and Commando. And I was so happy because I was like, oh, they're cutting out the commercials. You push pause.
It's like the best
Like
double
commercials.
feature ever.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I watched it all the fucking time. I was very proud of myself. And then after that, like, my parents were having to buy blank tapes because I was just taping fucking everything, which is what my dad did too. So, yeah, fucking, it's such a good action movie too, man. It's got everything that an action movie like you want out of an Arnold movie. It has he's got the loving, like, family member, family, whatever, and then he's got the main bad guys causing problems, and then there's always the epic fight at the end and all that shit. Like, doesn't dude get like a fucking? It's been years since. But he gets a tube or something shoved in him or something. Like, isn't that how he dies?
Yeah, he throws a like a broken pipe at him and it like impales him in the chest and puts him against the steam thing, and he's like, "Bennett, let off some steam."
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Hell yeah.
And I remember the VHS to Commando. I'm really going to date myself now. It wasn't the VHS tape that you slide out of the box. It was the kind that opened like a book.
The plastic ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah, I
real
got a few of
old
those.
school plastic ones.
Like the Disney cases?
Yeah, just like the old Disney movies used to have those cases. Commando
Yep.
had. It was one of the last movies to have that.
Nothing wrong with that. I prefer those, but they're harder to put in the case.
It has, like, that movie also has, what's the guy's name? Did we figure that out? Bill Duke?
Yes.
It had him in there, too. Like, that was another reunion with Arnold.
Yeah.
I didn't realize all that.
I ate green berets for breakfast.
And it also had that one dude that was in The Crow, who was in a lot of movies. He was the scumbag that I can't remember.
Oh, Sully?
I think
The
so.
dude hitting on Ray Don Chong?
He was the what?
The dude hitting on Ray Don Chong in the airport?
Yeah. He's like wearing the suit. He's got the ponytail, I think, or some shit. Yeah, like it's so weird because he's also in the Warriors also. Like,
Yeah.
I always know him for The Crow. That's like what I first think of when I see him. It's like, oh, it's the dude from The Crow. But yeah, there's all kinds of people in these fucking movies. This one's another one of those, definitely.
That scene where he fucking, like, dropped Sully off the top of the cliff. It's like, Matrix, you said you were going to kill me last. I lied.
Fucking great. God, I miss movies like that.
Oh shit.
The best part, though, is whenever the fucking, he gets arrested because they go rob the fucking military store. And then she pulls up next to the fucking paddy wagon, which I don't ever understood why. Like, he goes into the paddy wagon uncuffed. But they just walk him into the back. And then she has the fucking rocket launcher and she fucking shoots the back of the paddy wagon and that's how he escapes. And she's still like just like the innocent kidnapped bystander that she is. And then decides to help him out. And out of nowhere she can fucking fly a plane too. And it just so happens that he needs a person that can fly a plane.
Well,
Yeah.
that's great. I can fly a plane.
It's so fucking good.
It's a fun one. Definitely a fucking fun one.
There we go. We're off to a good start. Chuck Nasty, what's your number 3?
All right, because I've been sitting here wrestling with this because I'm tossing up, but I think this is what I'm going to go with on my number 3 on this one. Red Heat
Nice.
with Belushi. I've always loved this movie. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, which I'm actually like really thinking about watching it later. But I always loved this. I love the Belushis. And as a kid, I loved movies like Lethal Weapon, and then I'm drawing blanks with some of the other ones, like the buddy, the team, fucking action movies and shit. And this one was just great because it was Arnold being an uber serious Russian, and Belushi being a like cop that really doesn't have much care in the world about anything, and they're both trying to find this, like, I think it's like a Russian mob boss or some shit. We'll just say, here we go. In case anybody has not seen this movie, let me just go ahead. A fearless but undisciplined cop, Chicago's worst. One has his own kind of style, and one has no style at all. They're a pair of mismatched cops hot on the trail of Russia's deadliest drug smuggler. Throughout the mean streets of Chicago, a nonstop action adventure packed with humor and thrills. With this much friction, there's got to be heat. Red Heat. That is such an 80s fucking like plot on the back there. But then, and we can't forget now, when I first watched this movie, the one thing that really just like from the beginning of the movie, you're kind of like, what the fuck? And Arnold is fighting naked in the snow. That's the first fucking thing you see is him kicking a bunch of guys' ass while he's naked. And you know what? Why does he have to be naked in fucking like half his fucking movies I'm thinking about? I mean, I guess if I was built like
I always
that,
said the same thing about Gerard Butler.
True. Butler. You said butt. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's a funny ass movie. It's got some killer like action scenes in it. Overly, the whole overly done kill scenes. Somebody gets shot with a small caliber. Like, whoa,
Right.
shit like that. I think it's underrated classic in my opinion, and so I think it was a good one to put on as my number 3.
Yeah, for some reason that movie just kind of gets overlooked and forgotten about, and I'm not real sure why. I remember going to see it when I was a kid because my dad was a big Arnold fan too.
Yeah,
Who wasn't an Arnold fan?
I know, right? God, I miss movies like that.
yeah. No, the other thing about it is, I mean, like the buddy comedy aspect of it. Like I said a minute ago, like it's funny because there's a little quirks in it that like Jim Belushi can't stand when it comes to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. Like the fact that he dresses like he's in Russia and he's in America. He's like in Chicago, and then throughout the whole movie, if I remember correctly, like he's bitching about like why you look like that, or something. I don't know. It's just funny to me. And like I think it might have been around the time when Lethal Weapon was getting real popular, maybe when it first came out. I don't know if this is before, because this came out in '88.
So it was after.
It was after. So yeah, I said that was pretty much what they were trying to go with a different idea, and it's an interesting one. And Red Heat is such an '80s action movie name as well. You know, I mean, that actually sounds like a movie that you'd see like on Skinamax. That's what you know what I mean. Like that's what when you say Red Heat, you don't think action movie really, unless you're thinking of '80s films.
Especially whenever you read the details and you said friction makes things hot.
Right? Yeah. It's like why do they word shit like this? Don't they realize what they're doing?
Yes. Tuned into Red Heat right after an all-new episode of Red Shoe Diaries.
Or Pacific Blue.
Silk stockings.
Oh, great
Yeah.
show. Great show.
God, dating us here.
Right?
But yeah, so that's my favorite.
I had another point about Red Heat, but I lost it.
Oh,
Probably
maybe we'll come back to it.
Maybe it'll come back to me during the episode. We're just getting started, so it might come back. I guess we'll move on to number 2. Well, my list got shuffled around at the last second, so I'm kind of winging it here. But hey, it's Arnold movie, so it should be pretty easy, right? So I'll go with Kindergarten Cop. I'm all right with that. The first time Arnold really dove into comedy, and he succeeded.
Yep.
Even though it had some action scenes in it, it was an action.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, it was an action comedy, but more comedy with some of the most classic lines that still to this day get referenced. Makes me wonder if they even know where those lines came from. Everything from "It's not a tumor."
And then there's that one that if it came out now, it would get canceled. And you know it would. Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's "Who's Your Daddy" or "It's not a penis, it's a vagina."
No, or it's like boys have
Okay, that
penises,
one.
girls
Okay.
have vaginas. Yes, that one. I'm so glad I was the one that said that. It was in the movie.
Well, I
in the
said
movie.
it too.
Everybody, it's in the movie. In the movie. Okay. Anybody, everybody's pissed off at canceling everything, and fuck off. Movie's funny.
It is. It's a great movie. Oh, you gonna find it?
I'm looking at it.
He's on the Arnie soundboard. It's actually called that.
Oh, that's funny. You want me to read the thing for you on the back of the VHS box here?
Actually, please do. This is a good idea. I like it.
All right, cool. Detective John Kimball is a veteran of the mean streets of Los Angeles, ready and able to tackle anything, but to trap an elusive criminal, he is forced to face his most challenging assignment yet, going undercover as a kindergarten teacher. Fucking ridiculous. Now, facing 23 screaming kids, he has to keep them under control without blowing his top and his cover. Once he gains the respect of his class, as well as the affection of the beautiful teacher, played by Penelope Ann Miller, who I always had a crush on, Detective Kimball must prepare for a final confrontation with his prey in this acclaimed film from director Ivan Reitman. I do love this movie, too.
Yeah, I forgot
Like-
Ivan Reitman did that.
Yeah.
It's definitely. There's too many to fucking pick at 3. Like that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's true. Yeah.
There's just too fucking many. He's the man. He's done fucking so much good stuff.
Just wait till we get to Van Damme. That's the one I'm like struggling with.
We were just talking about that That too.
Here we go.
But I mean, this was one of the first times. Like this was before. Wait a second. What are you doing over here?
It's a weird stop one.
Who is your daddy?
It doesn't say it all.
And what does he do?
That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. I remember those fucking soundboards. Nah. But this was one of the first times that an action star was in this kind of role. Like, this is before, like, The Pacifier with Vin Diesel. And, you know, The Rock's been in a few movies with kids. This was, like, the first one that, like, everybody was like, oh, wow. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be in a movie with a bunch of kids? Like, this is kind of a comedy? Like, what the fuck is this? And, I mean, as a kid, I mean, I've always loved this fucking movie. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. And it's not, I mean, it's not a kid movie. It's rated PG-13.
I always liked the little old lady that was the principal.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Kimball.
Oh, she was great at everything she was in.
Right.
I don't know what her name is, but
She was like doing like the fucking shadow boxing shit while he was beating like dude's ass.
Yeah, yeah,
Get him.
yeah. No, see, I remember like the guy that played the main bad dude, the dad of the kid or whatever. There was something about his face just always annoyed me. He's my boy. He's my son. And then, like, the fucking ferret or whatever fucking bites him, and then Kimball shoots him. Isn't that what happens?
mm-hmm.
And then, and then, like, the fucking his partner and her fucking, you know, getting her ass beat. Yeah, she gets her ass beat by the fucking grandmother of the kid, who's the mother of the bad guy. And they're all going around this, like, this. I mean, honestly, there's a whole big school thing, and it's all kind of fucked up. You think about it. But she's walking up there like she's getting ready to fucking shoot somebody. An old girl comes over, runs her over, and she's like, "Yeah, you didn't have your car this time or whatever with you or something." I haven't seen it in forever. But yeah, it's so fucking, it's funny as shit too.
Yeah, it's weird now, that whole final confrontation, because it takes place in the school.
Yeah,
would actually be kind of hard to watch now. I don't know.
That wouldn't went over.
Yeah.
Nope. There's nothing about that movie that would be. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it which most of these the same way, you know. But yeah, that is kind of the downer about it. Is like back then when you watched that shit, you don't really. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't ever a fucking thing that was really going on. And then, you know, everything that's gone on these days is just. It makes the comedy and the coolness of it kind of go out just a little bit, but it's still a good movie. But I don't know does that mean it doesn't really hold up then, or does it still hold up?
I mean, the parts that are funny are still funny.
I mean, yeah. Oh god, yeah, it still holds up. It's still fun to watch regardless of the ending. But the bad guys get theirs, so there's that. Always.
They always did in the end. There was always a positive message in the end of these movies.
Yeah.
Unlike today.
Yeah.
Where's Dominic?
God, I miss movies like
Stranger! He catches the fucking, like, middle school kids making out or whatever. The fucking, like...
That was
What are you doing? Get out of here! The school's on fire! Sorry.
I was making out with that girl. I do remember that.
Yeah. You know, they almost get shot.
Weird.
Oh, wow. That kind of bummed me out a little bit.
Damn.
You're up, sir.
Yes. Make it better, Jay.
Mine's definitely Last Action Hero.
So is
That
mine.
movie from the beginning to the end is just complete, utter, over-the-top fucking nonsense.
I almost said that one too. Like, I feel like that movie doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't, I don't think, either. Like, that movie's
It's
just
starting to.
great. And then, just the fact that, like, the kid, like, I mean, who the fuck has a ticket that takes you into the movie? That'd be dope. I gotta find that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes in there and then, like, he's just hanging out with Jack Slater.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of a fucking car chase. Then the opening
Like-
scene of that movie, too, is Megadeth. Whenever he actually goes
yeah.
to the theater, the movie comes on, and the fucking Symphony of Destruction.
It was Angry Again. Angry again, angry.
I don't think. Are you sure?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. How do you think I heard about Megadeth? Oh, dude, yeah. Alice in Chains. They got 2 songs on there. Who else? Cypress Hill's on there. Fucking Cock the Hammer. AC/DC. Big gun. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was
Number one.
That was like the main song of the summer that year.
Yeah.
Like, it was on MTV every fucking time he turned that shit on. That was like the video from the movie.
Sorry.
And then fucking Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Daniel, what's up? Daniel's in the chat.
Daniel.
Do I not know? Hello? Is this somebody I know or no?
Oh.
Oh. I can't see the chat, so I have no idea.
Oh yeah, we should.
But hello to whoever's watching.
I think it looked better the other way. That's just
that?
weird with Arnold sitting there smoking this.
That was bad placement. Sorry. Actually, let's see that one more time.
It's like he's doing a Sears.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
But Last Action Hero, I think timing was bad because I think it went up against Jurassic Park and it just got destroyed.
Yeah, that could be a bad time.
And there was something I read before, like the original script had the old man in the theater, the projectionist, was really the devil.
Oh wow, I'm glad they took that out.
Yeah, and he disguised himself as the old man and gave him the golden ticket, and it was supposed to be rated R.
That would have
PG-13.
That would have been stupid. I'm glad they just decided to take that out.
McTiernan did that movie too. I think John McTiernan did that movie, and he was pushing for more violence, but the studio wanted PG-13, so a bunch of stuff got cut out.
So then they had an animated cat cop.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That saves the day.
Dude, it's with that movie and that concept, they knew that they were able to fucking be as dumb as possible, like just most outlandish stuff. I mean, it was great because you got to see everything, like where you see the poster of Terminator 2, but Sylvester Stallone's face and all that kind of shit. Like that's, I don't know, that's just like
it's funny because like, it's a movie. Like they're making fun of the fact that it's a movie, so they can push the fucking bar to whatever kind of dumb shit they want to do.
The Ripper.
Said it's like Scream for action movies.
Yeah. The Ripper, is that what his name was? The bad man. Yeah. He always creeped me out. I always thought that guy's played so many different characters. He was Frankie in Monster Squad.
Yeah.
He's been in tons of movies, but he was great in this role as this fucking psychotic, like I don't know, he was a good bad guy, really good villain. But he's also in House of the Devil, which is a really good fucking movie if you haven't seen it. What else? Oh, yeah, the soundtrack was awesome. The scenes were the villain, like the main villain, that fucking, like besides like the other main villain, because there's a lot of villains in this fucking movie. But
Charles Dance,
great Charles Dance.
Is that his name? I don't know his name. The guy with the eye.
Yeah.
I just killed a man, and I did it on purpose. Shut up!
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
He walks around, the guy, like, shoots somebody twice, and he walks around the corner, and they're like, take his shoes. And he's like, his shoes? So confused.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got the joke, or got that it was a joke, because it came out right after another certain movie that I'm sure is on everybody's list. So I don't know, because I remember Burger King had this great big huge promotion when the movie came out. They had like Last Action Hero cups and all that, and they pulled them pictures, like almost immediately after the movie didn't do well. After like 2 weeks, they pulled everything.
I do remember that shit though.
I know.
That's funny.
Like, so it bombed at the box office, but I think
it's a great movie, man.
I think it was too.
It's so good. The fact that the idea of what happens if your favorite character comes out, how is he going to be? And it kind of shows you don't always want to meet your idols, because he's not wanting to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. He wants to meet Jack Slater, and that's what he he keeps trying to when he's trying to prove to him, oh, this is all the movie. Like, you don't actually walk. Girls don't look like that. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. And he points to, he's like, you're in this movie. He's like, Sylvester Stallone did a very good job. Like, or whatever the fuck he says about it or whatever. But one scene that, like, when there's a couple of scenes. Well, there's a lot of scenes, but when Jack Slater is in, like, the real world, and he shoots at the car and it doesn't explode, and he's just like, what the? As I'm telling you, it's not like in the movies. And then he turns around and he goes, oh shit, rubber baby booby bunkers. Ha! You didn't know I was going to say that, did you? Like, I don't know. Just, it's such a good concept of what happens when your characters, like, you go into their world and they come into yours. And it's like, you don't think about what happens if the really bad dudes come into it. Because I always liked Charles Dance he does a great job in that. When I saw Alien 3, that's what made me think of that. I was like, oh shit, that's the guy from,
Whenever he first comes out and he punches the car window, and then like they start driving away, and he's like, that hurts.
Yeah.
And another great scene that you made me think about this, because I don't know if I knew this when the movie came out, but he talks about the 555 numbers, how everybody has a 555 number because they aren't real numbers.
Yeah.
And like you said, with the Stallone being on the cover of Terminator 2, he's like, it is the greatest action star that ever lived. And all this.
Yeah.
It's like such a great idea.
It is. It's so good. And also, like, you kind of like when the kid's doing shit to help out, and you're like, yeah, or when he's trying to be like a tough ass, but he's not doing too good about it. Like, he has the whole crush on Slater's daughter, and they get like held up, all that shit or whatever. But there's like, okay, the funny scene when Arnold Schwarzenegger or the Jack Slater's ex-wife calls, and he just puts it on the yes, he just puts it on the. But like what was it when he found that there's a point where he beats the shit out of a guy, and he's like, that's for my cousin, and this is for da. And he's like, and he slaps the guy's hand, and he goes, and that's for my ex-wife. Just smacks. I don't know, just a little show like that makes me crack up. That movie is so good. And I thought I used to have it on VHS, but my dumb ass a long time ago got rid of a bunch. I'm pretty sure that was one of them. I was going through trying to follow my Schwarzenegger.
That's a gem.
I don't know why. It's got to be around here somewhere. It is. It's a good one.
Yeah. Richard said the Last Action Hero soundtrack is amazing.
Yes, it is.
I mean, dude, it's Last Action Hero and The Crow. When I started getting into listening to rock music, those were the two soundtracks, and I listened to them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've still got my Last Action. I should have got that out. I've got my Last Action Hero cassette, actually, so I've still got the fucking thing.
You're going way back.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, cassettes, VHSs.
What is a cassette?
I was loyal to cassettes for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, I still
got a bag of mine from high school.
I've got Ride the Lightning on fucking cassette in there. Metallica. Fucking, yeah, my band, we put out our first release was a cassette. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, our first two releases were cassettes. Yeah, no CDs. Cassettes. Because I'm old.
What's funny too, like in Last Action Hero, because whenever they're in that car chase and like the song actually ends, like Arnold switches 8 tracks, and then he fucking puts in the next song during the other car chase, like the continuation of the car chase. Once they fucking blow up the one ice cream truck, and then the ice cream cone stabs the dude in the back of the head and kills him.
Always a favorite kill.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that guy that was also in Die Hard and like
he's in everything, man. He's just one of them evil henchmen, like in every movie.
Yep. I'm sure that's why they cast him too.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
definitely.
An ice cream cone to the head.
Like it says that's one of those things where it's like not every like actors that like in movies but you don't know their names half the time or whatever, you see them all the time. It's like not everybody can be as lucky as Danny Trejo. Right. Danny Trejo was that guy, and everybody and he's fucking.
It's because of that tattoo on his chest.
Right? Everybody remembers that shit.
I'm sure he probably hated it at one time that it was always there, but I mean,
it's a tattoo of his wife. That's one of his most favorite tattoos. I've read a whole interview with him. I think it was in Playboy actually. He was talking about it.
No doubt. He's always one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. But yeah, Last Action Hero was my number 2 also. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and that was definitely my number 2. I was wrestling with number 3 and number 1.
Like, there's so many different good Arnold movies, but like that movie, I can pretty much fucking put it on at any time and watch it from beginning to end. Like, it's not one of those movies you get tired of.
Nah, dude, it's
whenever they fucking like the kids trying to have the chicken chase with the fucking bad guys, and then he's like, "This is an action movie. This has to work." And he's like, "I'm comic relief," and he fucking does the ET fucking jump and lands on the roof. Like, that shit cracked me up. And then once they get out to the real world, like then he realizes that Arnold ain't really Jack Slater anymore. Jack Slater's just a human. And they meet his mom, which was the chick from Karate Kid.
Yep. And a bunch of other movies. She's another one of those. Those
she's
actors.
in everything. And then fucking Arnold comes around the corner. And he's like, "Hi, I'm Arnold Braunschweiger."
And then she had, like, he's all hitting on the mom and everything. It's fucking hilarious. And the ending of that movie is so epic in a way. It's the perfect ending for that movie. You know, on top of the fucking rainy roof, just like the Jack Slater's son was taken from him.
Jack Slater 3.
Yeah, and I couldn't even remember that shit. But that whole ending, it's like, I don't know. Was it the ending or towards the beginning of when his son died? When he's like, all right, throw your gun down, Jack. Beginning. Okay, yeah, that scene where he's like, throw your gun down, Jack, and he throws it down. He's like, come on, I know there's more, and he just keeps on taking him out, just full of. He's like, are you done? Like, yeah. It's such a good movie. And then also there's other action stars that are in that movie. And when that movie came out, and like you see Van Damme, he's being interviewed because they're at the whole red carpet thing, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger's actually there too, and he's like, oh, he's like, oh, you're doing so good with the makeup these days, and he's like, I hate you, get away from me, or whatever the fuck he says to him to make him go away or some shit. I don't know, I can't remember, but I don't know, there's a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they could get a bigger audience with PG-13.
Well, Chuck has no idea what you're talking about.
Richard says, I couldn't watch R when I was a kid. He appreciated PG-13. I'm not used to the chat being over here.
That's why I said we got to switch it up next time, or this time, for now.
I mean, if you want to go ahead, I mean, it's just going to be more. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah. You know what? It's just probably it's just a good thing he's got his shirt on. If it was the Conan side, that would be,
Your head's on his nipple.
Lord have mercy on our souls.
I always like when the fucking Grim Reaper comes walking out of the fucking movie theater and everybody in the fucking theater freaks the fuck out. Then he walks by that fucking cop and he fucking touches him and he dies.
We actually, if I remember correctly, the movie that's from, we've actually been using a monologue from that movie. That's supposed to be from. I'm pretty sure one of our songs that we've been doing live. We've been adding this whole speech.
I always wondered where that was from, but I never actually knew.
I can't remember why. It's not Dance with Death. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But yeah, it's not your time, or it's not, it's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. And they had to give it to the other side, or whatever the fuck, That's really. Let's move on. There's too many other things to talk about.
Kind of joke. That's better.
That's
still
weird.
weird
Now we're set. Such a big screen now.
Can you see the chat now?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a test. I couldn't think of what else to say. Well, now that everybody's here and we got this figured out, let's move on to our number one picks.
Number one.
I went with Terminator 2. I just watched it again the other day. My God, that's a good movie. God, I wish they would have stopped there.
Yeah.
Instead of brutalizing this whole franchise with these horrible movies. See, I can't even fucking talk.
Come with me if you want to live.
But yes,
Another
such a
great
good movie.
soundtrack.
Oh yes, I love that Guns N' Roses song when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Would you like me to read the VHS box?
Oh well, that's right. Yes, please.
Because I can read this one a little bit too. Oh Jesus. Okay. He said he'd be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger returns of the Terminator's explosive action adventure spectacle. His mission to protect John Connor, the boy destined to lead the freedom fighters of the future. His opponent, the T-1000, the most lethal machine ever created, sent back through time to kill young John. His ally, Sarah Connor. John's mother, Linda Hamilton, co-stars, reprising her role as the quintessential survivor, a woman warrior whose warnings go unheeded by a world careening toward a nuclear holocaust she knows is inevitable. Yeah.
She was badass in that too.
Yes, yes. That's how you write a strong female character.
Oh, dude,
Sarah
yes.
Connor.
I mean, I always wanted the crossover of Alien and Terminator, and just so they could have Sarah Connor and Ripley be in it together.
That'd be dope.
Like
Oh,
that would
they
have
would
been
have had
awesome. Do what?
They would have had to have gotten to a fight when they first met.
Oh, have to.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
That would have been
Or
awesome.
just bitch each other the whole time.
Because neither one takes any shit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's such a good fucking movie. I actually saw Terminator 2 before I saw the Terminator.
So did I.
Yeah, it was fucking everywhere. Terminator 2, the video game for Nintendo, it's one of my favorite games. You were Terminator. You were this big. Like, and it was so ridiculous. But and it was so hard too. I could not get past. There's a part where in Terminator 2 where where John Connor is on the motorcycle and T-1000's in the big fucking truck. Well, there's a part in the video game where you have to get away from this truck, and you're on you're Arnold, and you've got him on the you've got a. I think you're trying to get him away from John Connor so he doesn't get run over or something. It's been years since I played this game, and you couldn't get away. You couldn't do it. You had to keep turning back and shooting at him, and sometimes he'd back off. Then immediately he'd like run you over. Fucking pissed me off, man. Game made me mad. And I also had Terminator 2 for Game Gear, also, which that one was funner, better, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, funner.
I remember the gun game. That was a lot of fun, but that was a quarter hog. That game was freaking impossible.
Yeah, that was the Terminator 2 one for Game Gear, but you didn't have a gun. You just had to use the
That's a
buttons. It was kind of a bummer, actually. It's kind of hard to get over to the shit, but whatever.
Because there was another part similar to that when you're actually in Judgment Day still, when you start the game, and there's a part where John is in one of those Jeeps firing at one of the big spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
Not spaceship, but the
Right, yeah. The helicopter
aircraft.
things, whatever. Yeah.
and you have to shoot that down without the aircraft killing John and you not shooting John neither.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. Spent like $20 in quarters on that damn game.
Yep. Hell yeah. I miss those days.
And definitely, again, the end of the old guard, because I think Terminator 2 was the last big summer action movie
Oh, dude, it was everywhere.
before, because after that, Last Action Hero and True Lies came out, and a lot more comedy got thrown in. They were a lot more self-aware after that, kind of like
Yeah.
Skynet.
Hey,
And T2 didn't need a sequel. The story was told. It just should have been left the hell alone.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Can we never do that as a franchise on here? Because I'm not sitting through that shit.
Oh, no.
Old Robert Patrick.
Especially, like, the only one I give credit to would maybe be Salvation, because at least it had the balls to do something different.
Right.
But, like, Terminator 3 was fucking horrible.
That's one with Christian Bale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was Rise of the Machines.
Part 3 was Rise of the Machines. Salvation was the one with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Was that what you meant?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't even watched,
Mm-hmm.
like, because they've come out with so many fucking Terminator movies. That I just, yeah. The only ones that they need to be worried about is the first two. But this one, I mean, dude, this movie is like, it's gold. It's fucking gold. It was when Arnold was still pumping out the one-liners, and he was still kicking a lot of ass. This is one of those movies you can watch pretty much any time and be okay with it. It's fun as shit.
Still to this day, and even the special effects hold up. Still. This movie came out in 1991.
Yeah.
It all still holds up. God, I miss movies like this.
I always thought it was kind of cool they used, Robert Patrick as the T-1000 because he's this big giant, guy like Arnold, but it shows how badass he can be because I think he's awesome. He's cool as fuck. He gets a pass, even though that his brother is in that stupid fucking band Filter because they were good at one time and they suck, but whatever. But no, he's a great actor, and of course that's how we all fucking really kind of found out about him. But him as the T-1000 was fucking great. That was just
he reprised his role as the T-2000 as fucking Wayne's World.
And Last Action
Have you seen this boy?
Yeah.
Did he in Last Action Hero?
Yeah, he was walking out of the police station whenever they were walking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot I always wanted to run like him when I was younger. I tried.
Straight up in the air.
I always thought that was how when I was younger, I just thought that's how you ran faster. So I would automatically run like that and look like an idiot. Yep.
See, that always reminds me, too, of that, what was that fucking shit with Ben Stiller, the Night Watch or whatever the fuck? Whenever he's running across the football field catching an alien. Or trying to catch
Night
Watchman
or Watchman or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. And then fucking Vince Vaughn's like, did you see him with the arms pumping?
I mean, when that can't talk. When that movie came out, though, I was maybe 9, something around there. And all my cousins were allowed to fucking watch it, but I wasn't. And it was like it was the Entertainment Tonight. It was on TV when I was visiting my relatives in Texas. I remember it was all over the place. I wanted to fucking see this movie so damn bad. And I remember when I finally got to see it. Damn, I was the happiest motherfucker, I swear, dude. I was at a friend's house and he had it and I was like, all right, it's on. And then I figured out the Terminator 2, there has to be a Terminator 1. I had to go watch that shit, which we'll get to that. But yeah. I fucking love this movie. I do know he turns, the T-1000, dude, he's probably one of the best villains. Because he's got that whole, like when he kills the foster parents or the whatever the fuck they are. That whole scene's pretty. That's a very memorable scene. I would get that tattooed on my arm with him just like the shit to the guy's face with the milk carton. Remember, and he takes it out.
Yeah, Richard said he likes that scene too.
That's one of my favorites. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When he kills the fucking guard with his finger. I just that guy's actually a twin in real life, so that worked out great for him. When Terminator goes to get Sarah Connor out of the mental institution, that whole scene is fucking gold. Yeah. Everything about that scene is fucking awesome because she sees him, freaks the fuck out. You got that one guard chick who you just want to, what he does, just pushes her down the hallway. She comes over and punch, breaks his glasses or whatever, and he just goes, and just, flings her. You really see how badass Sarah Connor became. And that, I mean, from every part you see in her, you see it, but this is where, she's a tough ass, but then you realize, oh shit, there's a Terminator. He tried to kill me last time. And the moment where he's like, come with me if you want to live. And then fucking the whole elevator scene where T-1000's and he gets her in the shoulder and all that. Oh man, it's so good. So good.
Surprise, the doors open and gets shot in the face.
Yeah. The special effects. I agree, Dave. That shit's still fucking, it's one of the most amazing movies of all time.
Definitely holds up.
Definitely. It's so fun. Oh, and also, speaking of soundtracks, we can't forget Guns N' Roses, probably one of their best songs they ever did. In the video that came with that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That You Could Be Mine?
Mhm.
And then in the video, you've got Arnold, you know, walking around with the gun and shit or whatever. Well, actually, no, I think that one, I think they used, what was it? Because then he come walking out and he's got he has the Guns N' Roses thing. He pulls it out of the thing like he does in the movie. He comes walking into the crowd full of people or whatever, the music video thing. Because he also did something similar for Big Gun, for Last Action Hero. But he was dressed like Angus Young in that one. But yeah.
I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
But I definitely remember the Guns N' Roses video, and at the end he runs into him in the back, and he decides it's a waste of ammo and walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the whole mall scene too in that movie, like the whole John Connor thing too. We can't forget about that. We talk about Edward Furlong, who pretty much was starting to dominate certain movies. I mean, he was in a lot of movies
for about 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, Terminator 2, Pet Sematary 2, those were two movies that he hit, you know, and then Detroit Rock City, Brain Scan. I mean, come on, like good fucking movies. But when I wanted to be John Connor when I was younger. I was like, dude, this kid's a badass. He's like stealing money out of the fucking machine, like out of the ATMs.
That is a dope little hookup he had.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I still don't know what the fuck he had, but it wouldn't matter anyway.
I mean, it was some movie shit.
Easy money.
Yeah, which of course we can't forget about Budnick, the redheaded friend of his.
Salute your shorts.
Salute your shorts. Get it right or pay the price. Yeah, he was, and he plays the same kind of guy that he did in that, you know, for the brief moment that he's in it. You know, hey man, I think I saw that kid you were looking for, and he pushes him out of the way.
That was the last time you saw him.
Yep.
He's
there was his.
He gone.
He gone.
And then fucking whenever Robert Patrick steals the fucking big semi and jumps it off the fucking bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time he actually melts and you realize you can't kill this fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that scene, dude. I mean, Arnold's, you know, he's on the fucking motorcycle. He's coming around trying to like find him, and he just jumps off that thing, and then he just grabs him, puts him on as his motorcycle gets fucking eaten up as he's getting lifted off of it. Everything about that's so fucking epic. And even, dude, I gotta say, okay, going back to Arnold being fucking naked in this goddamn movies, the beginning of this movie, which, of course, you saw it also in the first one, but in the beginning of this movie has one of the coolest fucking how do you get your shit scenes I've ever seen in my life. I mean, fuck around and find out. I think not. A little bit more brutal. But, you know, he shows up. He's fucking butt-ass naked. He's walking into this old biker bar, and all these guys, like all these people, and then that one waitress goes, "Well, oh," and then like he gets to that one guy where he ends up getting all. He just looks at him, and you're seeing his vision. And he's got all these like, you know, stats and all that shit. And he's like, "Your clothes, give them to me." And then the guy's like, "Oh, you didn't say please," but he just fucking kicks the shit out of everybody. Once again, naked. Seems to be a pattern, Arnold. Again, if I looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would walk around half naked too. So yeah, whatever. You got it, flaunt it, right? None of us know about it. Anyway, but it's the way he does that shit. Like he just, you know, and of course, you get with the soundtrack, George Thorogood. You know, the famous "Bad to the Bone," which on your promo video, who was that? Was that you? Who was that?
That was Chad. You didn't recognize him because he had hair.
I thought I was like, whose goatee is that? That's got to be Chad, but it wasn't. I don't know. It was weird, but it was funny. I like the other one you did where I guess it's you or whatever in the fucking.
He was in the hot tub.
That's funny, but
in the hot tub.
But that's when that's when you kind of like you get kind of, all right, I see this is gonna go. This movie's gonna be this fucking giant robot trying to be a good guy, you know, and not knowing how to really do it. Which then, I mean, he does learn from Edward Furlong, which of course you have the The
I was gonna
ending.
say I like that scene in like Behind the Alley or whatever. Whenever he's kind of like realizing that he's in charge of this fucking thing, and he's like telling him to stand on one leg and bark, and then those two muscle-bound dudes come walking around the corner, and he beats the shit out of them.
Hey, yo, dipshit. You calling a dipshit? Get the fuck out of here. Whatever the fuck it goes on in that. Yeah. And
They call his parents' house, and he's like, "What's your dog's name?" He's like, "Oh, Wolfie's." He's like, "Your mother and father are dead."
Yeah.
He just hangs up the phone.
Which, the one that the woman, well, both parents, the foster parents, and that, they've been in a bunch of shit too.
That was Vasquez.
The chick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you notice that a lot of James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you notice a lot of his movies, his action movies, a lot of the same people. But yeah, her, and then the husband has been in a lot of things, but most notably that I could think of that just comes to mind is Candyman. He was the shitty fucking husband that says her name 3 times and he gets his at the end. Asshole. Yeah. I don't know. The casting, everything is just fucking great in this fucking movie. But there's some just great scenes that they're so fucking just memorable. I mean, the ending, the whole ending scene is just so fucking just so many emotions in that, and that last 15 minutes of that movie. Okay, like you've got your
scene whenever, like the scene before that too, like whenever they go into like the fucking lab place and have that big shootout.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
The arm and the chip.
Yeah, you never forget what's his name. I mean, it was you knew you're like oh shit, you know. Oh, and the fucking machine gun, the mini gun. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to have an Arnold Schwarzenegger night. Fuck, like I should have already done it, but I feel like I'm gonna have to now. There's just so many great fucking shit. Like, goddamn,
it's Arnold night.
Yeah, he's got so many fucking good movies.
And you know, with Linda Hamilton, she played crazy really well.
Yeah.
Because, like, how would one handle having that kind of information? Not only do you know what's going to happen, but nobody believes you. And not only does nobody believe you, but they lock you up.
Kind of poses an interesting question, doesn't it? How many people are locked up that actually know shit that nobody's listening, you know?
Scary.
Yeah. I mean,
his character in The Rock.
Welcome to The Rock. Screw you, Trebek. But yeah, no, that's a good point though. It's like, what would you do? Oh, and also the fucking, my son's never seen the Terminator movies. I was trying to get him to want to watch some Terminator with me. Of course, certain scenes I'd cut out, whatever, you know. But I fucked up, and I was watching something, and it showed the nightmare she has. And that turned him off really fucking quick. I couldn't get the channel changed quick enough. You know, where she's like at the park. Yeah. You know, she has this whole scene, the park, and all these kids are happy, whatever. And she just, you know, that whole thing, and all of a sudden just, I mean, that's such a fucking gripping scene. I mean, everybody just, flame comes by, and everybody, you watch this, like, she just becomes bone. Gripping, yeah, just, oh, so fucking brutal. So fucking brutal. And of course, you can't forget about at the end. He's got his thumb up, you know. Oh, yeah. Why do you cry? I know now why you cry.
Uncle Bob. The fuck's Uncle Bob?
Such a good.
Now, my number 2 is a little different. I go with number 1. It's Twins.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That's definitely one of my favorite Arnold movies ever. I can watch that shit any time of day and laugh just as hard as I did every other time before that.
I'm laughing just thinking about it.
Yeah, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah,
you can't beat it. Like they're twin brothers made out of a sperm milkshake.
He tries to put on the shirt and he's like, okay, well. And the whole thing is like, Danny DeVito just plays a great scumbag.
He does.
Like, even when he's not a bad guy, he's a scumbag in this fucking movie. Well, he's like, well, how much money? how much is the money he's supposed to be getting? He's like, $50 million. And he's just like, I've got to go back. I haven't seen that movie in fucking years, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Christ.
Because he thought he meant 5,000. He thought he meant 5,000 at first, and then when he comes out and says, "If you can do better than $5 million,"
yeah, yeah,
and he can barely talk.
I'll see you in Houston.
and and that also had a lot of big names in
McClane
it
brothers.
too. The what?
The McClane brothers. They got the wrath of all of Arnold's crisis situations.
Yeah.
The first row in the crisis situation. I definitely got to go back and watch
I have
Twins.
no respect for those who have no respect for logic.
Then he fucking launches them into the elevator.
And wasn't
Whenever he
it?
first gets to the States too, he's walking by and sees a fucking Rambo poster, and he's looking at it and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, because there was always this like friendly little competition with those two, because those are the two biggest action stars, at the same time.
That's why it was kind of funny seeing them two like play off each other too like that, even though they were never in any movies except for the terrible Expendables series.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
No,
But yeah, it would have been really cool, but they didn't need to make three of them.
Yeah.
Like, no, wow.
Going on 4.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
That's horrible. Wow.
But back to Twins though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whenever Arnold's tracking him down and he goes to like the Christian school, and then he's like, "I bet this was his bed," and she's like, "Yeah, well, how do you know?" He's like, "It's the quickest one to the fire alarm," and she's like, "There was only one fire here, and it was caused by Vincent."
Yeah. He's hoping his brother is like this like great dude, whatever. He's funny. He's just an asshole.
Whenever he gets to the fucking police station and he's waiting for talk to him or whatever, and then he sees like the big muscular dude come walking out, and he's like, "Oh, there he is," and he looks back down and he's like, "Looking for Vincent Benedict, please."
I wondered if anybody was going to pick Junior.
I was gonna make a joke about it, but that movie's so bad.
Old Junior.
Oh God.
Them two being reunited was a disaster.
Yeah, Dave DeVito wasn't that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh
Just
God.
giving Arnold the shots.
I saw that movie once, and I hate to admit where I saw it. I saw it in the drive-in. It was a double feature, and I don't remember what the first movie was, but God, that was horrible.
It's all right.
So
I paid to see it too.
Oh God. Well, I was with
HBO when it came on cable.
I do remember what else was playing. It was The Rock, because it was my rest in peace, one of my best friends, Eddie Newton, and his mom, rest in peace, Penny. And we were just bored, so we were like, "Oh, let's go to the drive-in." And they were talking about The Rock, and they kept thinking it was Richard Gere that was in it. Oh, that Richard Gere movie? Well, I was like, it's not Richard Gere. It's Sean fucking Connery. Say it's not an officer, gentleman, and his hamster. Okay.
I'm only bartering your Humvee.
Yeah, we went and saw that, and Junior was playing second. And I guess we stayed for the whole movie. But yeah, God. Yeah, but anyway, Twins was a great movie. Let's go back to that.
There's so many good parts in that movie. Like that's what I mean. Like you can watch it 1,000 times and it's still the same. Like whenever he like learns how to drive and he's reading the fucking owner's manual, and then they fucking steal the car, and then next thing you know he's driving on 2 wheels.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was the whole fucking thing in the movie. Isn't that just how he drives? So the whole thing is on 2 wheels.
He ends up hitting a curb whenever they pull into the grocery store, and it pops the car up sideways, and he's just like holding on and trying to drive at the same time. Then he actually falls into the parking spot, and he's like, "Did you see me on the 2 wheels? I can teach you that."
Man, I haven't seen that fucking movie. I hate to say it. I'm gonna have if I'm gonna watch one tonight, I'm gonna find that.
So good.
It is. I haven't seen that movie since I was probably 11, maybe a little younger. Like when did that come out?
88.
Yeah.
88. So I was Okay.
Do I know that?
I don't know.
I guess
But
I guess I was.
thinking 88 myself, so it's probably
It was
wise.
around there. So I was probably about 6, 7, like when it came out. So I'd say I was probably about 8 or 9 when I last watched that movie. Because I just that's one of
It's
those
real
movies that
good.
like
Me and Dave watch it a good bit actually. Like I like
I
that
just watch
movie
all the time.
probably more than I should.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't.
That's-
think so.
I feel bad that I fucking forgot about that fucking movie actually, just because
Then Mike has to bring up the twin sequel triplets with Tracy Morgan.
They were talking about doing a sequel to that movie for a long, I think a couple decades.
yeah, I do remember hearing about that.
I don't know now. I don't know.
either. They couldn't
I
make
don't
the same
know.
kind of stuff going
No.
on. Like,
Well,
what were
they
doing?
they were gonna do a remake of Kindergarten Cop with The Rock. So I'm glad. I don't think that's a thing now. I'm hoping not.
Ivan Reitman's passed away. Kelly Preston's passed away. It's kind of
Yeah. Like,
is it in
don't-
production now? Have they started shooting? I don't know. I hope.
But
not.
all I'm going to see is Julius and Frank now. I'm not going to see Danny DeVito. I'm going to see him as Frank Reynolds.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, right.
Frank Reynolds now. Because I mean, that's almost the same
Rumham.
character he played in Twins. If you think about it, just didn't give a fuck. Did whatever he wanted.
Yeah. Dave DeVito's awesome. I love Dave DeVito.
Yes.
Like, how can you not? Everything he's in, he's pretty. I mean, fuck, dude. Honestly, think about it. That's actually kind of crazy thinking about it. But if you think about how many Batman villains have played in movies, like the actors have played in movies together, that's something I just kind of thought about. Because Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer were in Wolf. Dan DeVito and Arnold have played in a couple movies together.
well, and Arnold, of course.
Huh?
Arnold.
He said,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, did you say
Arnold was, yeah, because Arnold and Dan DeVito were in the movies and shit. But yeah, like that's just kind of funny. But yeah, I was gonna say something else too, but I don't remember. Somebody say something.
Cobblepot.
Cobblepot.
There we go.
He was a great penguin, by the way.
Yeah, no, he really was. That's what. Yeah, he was a very amazing fucking version of being one. Tim Burton. I mean, he was good with that shit.
Actually,
Yeah.
the dude that was the bad guy in Twins was actually fucking Quado.
Oh yeah, and Total Recall.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Oh, that's another good fucking movie. God damn.
Yeah,
And
I know. That's why, like, every time I think I got my 3, I'm like, oh shit.
shit. Yeah.
Like,
Fuck,
I haven't
okay.
seen the Conan movies in so long. That's the only reason I didn't pick them.
See, I really wanted to think Red Sonja.
Same.
I always
Mhm.
liked that movie.
Oh shit. Yeah, Red Sonja. Yeah, these would have been my list. I always love these movies, but I have not seen them in ages. And I just rebought these on VHS for $10 in a double pack at a fucking Peddler's Mall about 6 months ago.
Running
I had
Man.
to. Running
Yeah, the
Man.
Running Man was almost my number 3.
I'm
I knew
not
Chuck
a
wasn't
big
a fan
fan.
of that movie.
I'm not a fan of that movie. I'm not, but whatever. There's only. I mean, honestly, there's only. Huh?
Is your number one Raw Deal?
Oh, Raw Deal. Which one was that one?
That was what fucking. Who was in that one? Arnold and. Who else was in that?
I remember Raw Deal, but I don't remember the movie.
I remember the movie. I'm drawing a blank. I'm
'Cause-
like, oh, I'm fucking all over the place.
I can picture the cover of it in my head.
I think it was just him.
Yeah, because he's got his hair slicked back or something on the cover
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I don't. I know I've seen that movie, but I can't remember a damn thing about it.
Yeah, it's the one where he goes against the mafia. He's the FBI guy.
Okay, I have to go back and revisit that one.
Yeah, I don't remember that one much.
Well,
I think that'd be, like, I wouldn't mind seeing this new Twins if they do it, because I think it'd be kind of funny. I mean, I know they're going to ruin it, so if I just watch it with that mentality, I think it'd be fun.
don't you know the movie's gonna suck? Yeah, I'm already prepared for it, but it could be bad enough to like.
Well, now we get to hear your number one, sir.
My number one is again, this has been a tough one. But this one, I don't actually have the VHS for anymore. I don't know what happened to my copy, but
Batman and Robin.
no, the original Terminator. I love that fucking movie. It was a toss-up between Terminator 2 and Terminator, but the Terminator for me, I like the aspect of he's bad. I think it was done great. I mean, the idea that this guy comes back from the future to warn her about this, that, and the other, and then here's Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has no care for life whatsoever, and the scene where he goes and gets his guns and shit, like, which Bill Paxton's in this one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't that how he gets his outfit?
Yeah.
Or he gets a jacket or whatever?
It wasn't from him. It was from the taller
Yeah,
guy.
it was the other guy.
Okay, but yeah, he was one of the punks, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when he goes into the gun shop, and the guy, like, he's like showing him all the guns, all the shit, and the guy's like, "Hey, you can't do that." He starts loading it up. He's like, "Wrong," or whatever the fuck. But what I've seen that always as a kid, it's so ridiculous and juvenile. But when he's going through, like, he's in the hotel and he's looking at stuff or whatever, he's trying to find where Sarah Connor lives, and he starts going through cuss words in his head when the guy's beating on the door, and he's like, it's like get matching or like mixed match or whatever. And he's like, "Fuck you, asshole." You know, like, as a kid, I just always thought that was hilarious. But this movie is a sci-fi horror movie in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator 2 ended up being like, action-packed, thriller if you want to, but it's more of just an action, sci-fi action movie. But this one, where he plays such a brutal character, and he's chasing after people. Like, it's I don't know. And that the last scene where he's no longer flesh, he's all skeleton.
He's still trying to kick some ass.
And he's still trying to get it. And when he's going through the whole, the part where he's coming through, he's like,
yeah.
That part's fucking creepy because that doesn't matter. You know what the outcome is of that movie. But every time I watch it, I'm like, come on. It's just like you have that feeling to it. It's just so fucking creepy. Like, it's a brutal fucking movie. Honestly, if you think about it. He gets that poor woman's. He gets her confused because she has the same name of Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor. Like, it's a good thing he actually probably got to her, or there'd be a lot of more innocent people dead. But
Yeah, I think it was only 3 in the phone book, right?
And all she was going to do was go make that dude a sandwich.
Yeah. What the fuck? But that's also, you also get the different side of Sarah Connor from in the second one. You see that she starts out as this nice waitress, kind of chick. Yeah, like she doesn't have a tough bone in her body, and then she ends up through all this shit, gets into it. But the weird thing about this movie, and there's a lot of weird things about this movie, but not really. I don't think. But the one thing is, like, okay, like the sex scene. He's pretty much, because it's also another person from Aliens, Michael Biehn.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty much a nasty homeless guy. That's what he looks like when she meets him. Okay, I don't. He didn't shower. There's no way he fucking showered him, and because I don't think there's a shower or anything involved when they're doing it. Right? I think they just start doing it. That's fucking gross because I just think about that. I mean, that's when John Connors apparently conceived, but at the same point though, it's fucking nasty because he hasn't washed in days.
He's got some stinky balls.
Yeah, and I mean, she's probably sweaty and stinky too. I mean, I'd say the fucking body odor in that room was pretty rank. I'm just saying. That's just my observation there.
And he starts making bombs after that.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. I
Stinky bombs.
never thought about that, but he probably hasn't showered since Judgment Day.
yeah. So I'm gonna say that he probably doesn't have. He's definitely not wearing Tommy cologne. You know, I'd say that he's probably smelled like a dead homeless man instead of a live one.
He smells like ass.
Smells like a nasty
Doesn't he
ass.
steal the homeless guy's clothes too, though?
Yeah, so he actually smells even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's no. Like, yeah, there
Pissy pants.
wasn't enough time to get in the shower first, you know.
There's
But
always
also,
time for a shower.
but it's also the thing. It was like, how many women would fall for like, hey, I'm from the future, okay, and you're gonna die if you don't come with me. Oh, okay. I mean, it was the '80s, and you know, every girl that was in a fucking movie then really wasn't that educated. Like that was, you know, which was the plus thing about the whole thing because you see how badass she actually becomes. You know, you're seeing a caterpillar turn into a butterfly.
Yes.
See, in that movie, I always remembered the scene where he pops his eyeball out.
Oh yeah,
That was a great scene.
that was good stuff, man.
Yeah. Which his double in that, I could be wrong about that but there's another guy that I think was, I don't know if he didn't double for him in this. I know he did in other movies. I'm pretty sure it was this one. But it's the guy from Cobra, the big muscle bound guy who always plays like a
the main
badass.
bad guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? He has
Yeah.
a very similar facial structure as Arnold. Well, he did. Now he doesn't. But, well, I guess he kind of does. But he's getting kind of older and frailer. Like, not kept up with himself like Arnold has done his entire life. But I think he was the one that doubled Arnold in the first Terminator movie. And then the scene where he pops the eye, I think they
He was one of the punks in the beginning too, wasn't he?
Oh,
That's where he
that
got.
guy. I know who you're
That's where
talking
he.
about. Yeah.
That's where he got the jacket from.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. But I think he also doubled him too, though, in the movie. I think I could be wrong about that, but I know he did, and say I know he doubled him in one or two of his movies. I wanted to say it was this one, but I've been wrong before. I don't like to admit it.
Well, Mike has some fun facts for you.
Mike's dropping mad knowledge.
Arnold almost didn't even do Terminator. He
See-
didn't want villain roles and barely had any speaking
I've heard
parts,
that
so he
before.
almost passed on it.
Yep.
But what a perfect part for him that really plays to his strengths
Yeah.
as an actor. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah, and the police. Yeah, the police thing. That's the station scene's fucking brutal. That was, you know, when he walks in and the whole like, I'll be back. I mean, come on, man. It's a classic
And you see
scene.
his headlights.
Yeah, and also we're
It's about to
Going-
go down.
going back to Alien and great casting. The legend Lance Henriksen is also in
Yeah.
the first Terminator.
Our weekly shout out to Lance Henderson.
Lance Henriksen, man. Talk about Lance Henderson every day if we have to. Every episode he will be mentioned, damn it. If we keep talking about 80s movies, he's definitely going to be mentioned. 80s sci-fi movies. But yeah, that whole scene's fucking brutal as shit. Man, there's so much shit that I'm starting to think of about these fucking movies. I'm just like, damn it, I'm gonna have.
Yeah, right.
I got such a busy schedule of movie watching when it comes
I wanna
down
watch
to it.
Twins
Shit.
again.
Yeah.
What else did Mike say? Oh, that
Richard-
guy's name's Richard Keel.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
was originally cast as the Incredible Hulk of the old Incredible Hulk series, but they felt he wasn't buff enough, so it came down to Lou Ferrigno and Arnold. And Ferrigno got the part because he was taller.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know Arnold was considered for RoboCop.
I'm glad that didn't happen. I didn't know about that too.
He
Yeah.
looked like a tank.
Yeah. Definitely too big for the suit. Yeah,
Wanted dead or alive, you're coming with me.
that would no,
No.
that wouldn't have worked at all.
He would have said, "I'll be back" in that movie, though, for sure.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
at least once.
That was in every fucking Arnold movie.
It got to be a joke there for a minute. Yeah.
Like in Last Action Hero. He's like, I'll be back. Ha! I bet you didn't think I was going to say that. He's like, you always say that.
Say that, yeah.
Damn.
Damn. But yeah, Terminator, man. That's the one. I mean, that's when you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, when you bring up Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's the Terminator. You know, that's the role that everyone, no matter any other movie we talk about, this one will always be remembered. You know, so the Terminator. That's why I chose it as my number one.
Don't ban me, but I love True Lies. Y'all talk about that one earlier. That was actually my number 3.
Yes, we did. We all agree it's a great fucking movie. I love it because I get to show off my VHS. That's right. That's right. Oh shit! It has the clear, the actual case.
Oh wow!
Got a protector over it, you know. That's how it came.
Those couple movies were definitely the end of that era, which God, I miss.
It was a good time back then.
Yeah,
but we do acknowledge the holy trinity of Arnold movies: Conan, Predator, and Terminator.
Yeah.
We just had to only pick 3, and man, was it hard.
And we talked about Predator last week.
Yeah.
So we did decide that would be a good idea not to do that, because I mean we all love Predator. It's another one that I think of when it comes to Arnold. That's Terminator. But you know, and I mean, okay, and also Conan. All right, but Terminator's what everybody really thinks about. But you know, and also there's the thing about Arnold Schwarzenegger that's so crazy though, is like where he didn't want to have bad guy roles, and his accent was so bad that a lot of his early movies were overdubbed. My dad, when I was younger, when I first started getting into action movies and all that shit, my dad had me watch this movie called The Villain. And have you ever heard about this movie? It's a Western. It's a Western comedy. And Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the handsome stranger. And it's not his voice. It's totally not his voice.
Yeah, they used to dub him.
Yeah. And it was either, if it wasn't his first role, his first film role, it was a second, but it was one of the two.
Hercules in New York might have been.
Hercules, that was his first one. That was the first one, Hercules in New York. Yeah, that one is really bad. I didn't know about that. Die Hard was originally supposed to be a sequel to Arnold's film Commando. Arnold decided he didn't want to do the project. Actors Harrison Ford and Richard Gere were considered for the part, but made Bruce Willis a movie star.
Call him Fun Fact Mike.
Yeah, hell yeah. I didn't know that. That's fucking crazy. That would have been a totally different thing,
too.
Was it called
Prey out already? Yes. God.
It wasn't out whenever we did.
It wasn't one.
Not when we did. No, not when we did the
Not
episode.
for the Predator episode.
But let me get something off my chest real quick. As Prey wasn't a bad movie.
I have not yet watched it.
But I've seen like reviews have been pouring in, and I heard a couple say that it was better than the first 2. If you have not seen Prey yet, it's not better than the first 2.
I haven't seen it. I can say that's fucking bullshit. You can't beat
those
two
on crack.
It would have been a good way to end it. Like that would have been the third one. That would have been different.
So a lot of people said that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still wasn't happy with the way the Hunter or the Predator looked.
I have not heard. See, that's the thing is like, it's one of those things that's gotten like way fucking hyped up. Like that, I swear every other post on my Facebook has been people talking about Prey, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to watch this fucking movie because everybody's talking about how good it is.
I mean, it's not a bad watch. I'll say that. Like,
I mean, it's better than the last 2, right?
I mean, it has to be. Like, it had to be. I thought. So I mean, maybe that's why it seemed better because I was like waiting to see a complete and utter failure somehow, but they didn't fuck it up.
Honestly, I think it all filling up our feeds is just modern marketing of movies. I'm not saying all the reviews are fake, but goddamn.
Mike Says I Am Legend was in development over a decade before it ever hit the big screen, and in the 90s, director Ridley Scott was set to direct the project. Scott had brought Arnold on board for Will Smith part, but when Scott left because of budgeting issues, Arnold dropped out, and the movie briefly shifted over to Michael Bay. Huh. Damn, dropping facts.
See what I'm saying?
Arnold and Stallone were considered for Face-Off. Now, that would have been interesting.
That would have been a different movie altogether.
Very
That would have
different.
been a completely different movie, yeah. Completely with those two, it would have been totally different. I didn't know that about I Am Legend.
Troy.
I can eat that peach all day long. It would just be totally different.
You know what I could do?
Oh, God. What?
He's brainstorming.
I was thinking about deep faking Arnold and Stallone and Face Off to see what it would look like. That would take a lot of time, though. Maybe I'll do that.
Hey,
sometime.
yo, you always say we'll beat your ass and shit. It's like, you gonna do it, yeah? Do it. Fucking do it. You gotta do it.
That'd have been a way different movie.
Yeah, it would have.
Well, anyway,
You
do
preach all
we
day
have any
long,
final
man.
thoughts on Arnold before we close the store tonight? For Arnold night?
His older movies were great.
Goddamn right.
Yeah,
I
man.
think everything from Eraser on kind of didn't do it for me.
Yeah, Eraser was I don't know. Like, okay, how'd you feel about End of Days?
I always saw it once
Eh.
and I don't even remember it.
I like it.
Okay, but
Soundtrack was cool.
yeah.
Again, he's good soundtracks in his fucking movies. But yeah, End of Days, I always liked it, but there was always something about it that just like it's not one that I go back and watch a lot.
Right.
Every now and then I'll be like, oh, okay, and then usually I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe it was the time period that movie came out. There was a lot of weird shit going on in my life at that time. Maybe that's why, because it reminds me of that. I just don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know, but still, things to see. Hendrix and OJ were first considered for T1 or T800. What? I think I do know about Hendrix, but OJ, oh wow. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna tackle that one. You were talking about last things to talk about before we go, right? Okay. Well, first off, I'll just go ahead and bring up that Tales of Shock and Terror is still on sale. The comic book that I'm a part of, along with Romper T and of course JB from Tell Us the Podcast. Tales from the Crypt, kind of EC Comics form, kind of a book here. 3 stories. Great artwork by Drew Moreland. Fun, takes it back to the old school. You can go to tellsthepodcast.com and you can find it on there. You can order it. And you can also listen to the podcast, Tell Us the Podcast, every Saturday at 11 p.m. Oh, see, look, support over here. Oh, there's my cover. There's the alternate cover of my story.
It's the nasty cover.
Yeah, that's the one that doesn't make any sense for the other ones. The other ones make sense for the story.
I don't know if you can really see these back.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the only way you can get any of the alternate covers is if you go to a signing meet and greet that JB does with Josh Nealis, who is the guy that does Cutthroat Comics that this is out on. So there's that. And for Kentucky natives that might be watching on 26th of this month, my band Bastard Sons with Judas Goat are playing a show in Lexington, Kentucky at the Fish Tank with our buddies at Something Weird and 1 or 2 other bands that I can't name. I can't remember the names of them just because I think they're newer bands. So if you're in the area, come on out. So, yeah.
And yes, just so in case you all don't know, our friend Chuck Nasty is from the Kentucky area, home state of Kentucky, and there's a link on the bottom for redcross.org because Eastern Kentucky has been hit really, really hard.
Yeah, bad, man. Metallica, actually, real quick. You want to keep fucking going back to Metallica's past and canceling them, they can kiss my fucking ass. They just donated $50,000 to the hazard area and all that shit where all that went down. So
And yes, if you want to donate yourself, there's a link on the bottom for the Kentucky Red Cross. We invite you to check that out. There's also several other relief funds available. Just Google it. Kentucky Flood Relief. I'm sure a ton will pop up. But always a go-to is the Red Cross, so we put that link on the bottom. Make sure you check that out if you get a hot minute.
anywhere you can go, anywhere, like anything that you can like send. I mean, they really did get hit hard with this shit. I mean, there was a picture shortly after it happened, like, I mean, of animals and shit being washed up, and one of them was a zebra. I don't really know where the zebra came from, but somebody had a zebra, and it was in a couple of pictures I saw. There was some just horrible tragedies, man. People lost a lot of shit. So anybody can help in any way: clothes, food, toiletries, anything. Yeah, definitely help out anyway.
And so that about wraps it up for us tonight on Video Store Clerks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We are your clerks. I'm Dave.
Yeah, man.
I'm Mr. Nasty.
And we'll see you next week, next Wednesday at 11. Make sure you check us out, like our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Night to Dawn. And thank you again, and good night. Happy Arnold night. Cool as ice.